Good evening, people, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Voices of the Millennial shows on the Love Bay online radio. I know you are all surprised to see me here today, but you shouldn't be surprised. I'm stepping in for my sister Elle. Today, something came up, so she wouldn't be around, so I have to be stepping in for her today. Now, today we are going to be talking about something very interesting that I have always wanted to talk about. But before that, I would like to give a quick shout out to my sister Elle for this opportunity to step into her shoes. I also want to thank my brother Tio for this opportunity to be here. Now, I want you guys to understand that this show is currently being streamed on YouTube and Facebook, Love Day Online Radio, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all the major social media platforms. It's also being streamed on my page as well. So you can also watch all these things out there and also share the links to your friends to also join this program because it's going to be very interesting today. We are going to be talking about something very, very interesting today. So yes, I can see that I'm being showed live on my page right now. So I'm going to be sharing it as soon as possible. Yes, that's very great. It's actually streaming live on my YouTube. So when you go on my YouTube, Sam Charles YT, yes, you see me there. When you go on my Facebook, it's also being streamed there at the moment, and I can see myself right now. So yes, it's actually working. So just share the link to your friends, share the links to your family, everyone that you know is around. Just share the link to them to also benefit for this incredible show, this incredible opportunity. Before we start, I want you to take these few seconds, these few minutes that we have ahead of us to start this show, to share the link to your friends, tell them to join because we are going to learn something very, very interesting today. I'm currently speaking, it's actually 7:02, exactly 7:02 here in the US. And I know most of you are listening from Ghana. You tuned in from Ghana, all parts of the world, but it's actually 2 p.m. here in the US, and it's probably around 11 p.m., almost 12 p.m. back in Africa and the UK. It's probably almost midnight. But then, whatever the time is, you are still here. You are being listened. You are watching the show live. Now, my name is Sam Charles once again, and I was the previous host for this show. I took over for my brother Prince, and I hosted the show for about 2 to 3 months, and it was an incredible journey before my sister Elle took over. So today I'm stepping in for her once again. But before that, I also have my show coming on very soon on this same page titled titled Changing the Narrative. I didn't want to get the word wrong, so it's Changing the Narrative. The flyers are out, everything is out, and we'll be sharing them very soon. The date will be out very soon. I just moved here, so I had to settle down and get some few things together before I announce the final date. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want you to all to know that this is Love Day Online Radio once again, the Voices of the Millennials, and you are listening to me, Sam Charles. You can follow me on all social media platforms as Sam Charles and underscore Sam Charles underscore, and you can watch me live on social media as well. And I also have books. I have my own podcast that I'm running. So yeah, these are basic things about me that I want you guys to know for now. So without further ado, let's introduce the topic for today. Now, today we are going to be talking about the magic of thinking big. Now, when Brother Tio pitched the idea to me that you are talking about, I'm hosting the show for today, I was very excited because there is something that I've been learning for some time now that is changing my mindset. One of the biggest problems that we face today is not about being indisciplined or having addictions or whatever problem that you feel you have right now. It's not really a huge problem. The only problem is that you need to shift your mindset. You need to tune your mindset. You need a mindset shift. And that is what this book, The Magic of Thinking Big, is all about. And I actually have a soft copy here. I have the soft copy and the hard copy with me everywhere I go. When I'm on my phone, I'm reading the soft copy. And when I'm here, I'm reading the hard copy. So if you want to get this book, it's on these major platforms. You can just get a copy of it. And I'm actually at the page of, I think, page 165, and I've learned so many incredible things that I would love to share with you all. So without further ado, I'm just going to highlight some of the most important things of the book that I believe each and every one of us will benefit greatly for it. So hope you are all ready. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. The magic of thinking big. Now I'm going to shift, or I'm going to break all these things into segments. The first segment, I'm going to give a brief, what I said about the book was just a brief synopsis about the book, but I'm just going to give a little introduction about the entire book kind of say the good things about the book, that would entice you. Not that I'm selling the book or anything, but then it would make you, I'm going to whet your appetite for you to get a hold of this book, because it's a big brain. It's going to change your mind. It's going to change your mindset about a whole lot of things and how you also view the world. So first of all, I want you to imagine if you unlock a world of possibilities simply by changing the way you think. Like I said, you can unlock your world of opportunities. So let's say you have a huge problem, you have a huge task ahead of you. You can actually put that problem aside. When you read my book, Why Problems Exist, one of the major problems why we have problems as human beings or as individuals is because we have, we do not turn or we do not shift our mindsets. Once you have a mindset shift, about 70% of your problems will be solved. So I want you to imagine if you could just unlock a huge opportunity. You could just unlock a world of possibilities. That is the word. A world of possibilities. Like, you want to achieve a huge goal, but then you just feel stuck. You feel like it's impossible. Imagine if you could just get that magic thing, one thing. Hold on for a second. I'm just trying to share the link to my friends. That is right. But then we are fine. So I want you to imagine if you could unlock your world of possibilities. Let's say you are entering a door and the door is locked. You just can't seem to find the right key, the key that would actually lock that door for you. That door you've been trying to open for so many years. You've been trying to open that door and it's not opening. What if I told you that you can just unlock that door with your thinking pattern, or with your mindset? Just your mindset, you can literally open that door. You should know how powerful your mind is. And today, after today's episode, the main idea is that you would not think about unnecessary things with your mind. You use your mind as a powerful tool, because we tend to underestimate the power of our mind, and we limit our mind to thinking about unnecessary things, thinking about how to conquer someone, how to do something evil to someone, instead of thinking of the right things. Today, we are going to shift all these mindsets from the negative things, the negative thought patterns, to the right things. So without further ado, let's continue. So The Magic of Thinking Big is actually a book that holds this secret. And it's one of the biggest mindset book ever. I think it's a New York Times bestselling. So it's actually one of the books that talks about mindset. And it's probably the biggest books when it comes to the story of mindset. If anyone wants to talk about mindset, this is the book they normally use. So the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, holds this secret. And it's like a guide that shows us how our thoughts and beliefs shapes our lives. So you see, it's not just about what we can do physically, it's about what we believe we can do. And I would like to use my personal life for so many examples. I've achieved so many things in life that initially I thought I couldn't achieve it, but in the moment I shifted my mindset, I was able to do it. And I'll be giving you guys examples as we proceed on. So you see, it's not just about what you physically do, but then what we believe we can do. And this book is actually like a treasure that maps, or that it's like a treasure map that leads us to success by helping us understand our mindset matters. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I want us to talk about is the power of belief. You have a huge project, you have something big that you want to achieve. You want to travel abroad, you want to write a book, you want to start a YouTube channel, whatever thing that you want to do, you have this vision in mind, you have this thing in mind. There's this girl you are probably talking to that you don't really think she would actually accept you, or whatever the reason is. I want you to cultivate the habit of belief, the power of belief. And that is one thing that I would say has really, really shaped my life, has really changed my life. Every single thing that I've done, every or any major thing that I've actually done, I actually believed it first. I actually believed it first and knew that I was going to achieve it before it actually came to life. Now, one of the patterns of belief, when someone actually believes in something, he starts to manifest it. Okay. So let me use myself as an example. When I was in high school, I said to myself that I would be an athlete, or I would run for the school team. And the moment I said it, every single thing shows that it wasn't possible for me. I mean, I was skinny, I looked weak. I hadn't gone for any competition before, compared to the other people in the track team who have run races and gone for all these competitions and stuff. I was none to them, like not close to any of them. But then I carried the power of belief. I believed that I was going to achieve it. I believed that once I set my mind to it, I was going to do it. And when you follow that pattern, every single thing I've done, it's like there was a pattern where everything that I have actually believed I could do, I did it. I manifested and I believed that I could attend my dream high school. I didn't choose the high school when it was time for us to choose it, but I ended up going to that school and completing. I said it in the high school I was going to run on the track team, and it's a whole story altogether. It's a whole different. Can write an entire book. So I said to myself that I was going to run on the track team, believed it, manifested it, started taking action towards it, and actually achieved it. When you follow this pattern on why I'm in America, I said this right. Since I was 11, about 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, I said to myself that I would go to America one day. I would be in America one day. Said it, manifested it, believed that I would come to America one day. Even though probably those in America for a very long time wouldn't really see the big deal about coming to America. I mean, myself, I'm here and I don't really see the big deal on why people want to share themselves to come here. You would understand me that whatever I have set my mind to, or whatever I think or I believed I could do, I actually did it. So this is it. The power of belief. Any project, anything that you set your mind to, when you do not have belief in yourself, you cannot do it. And a typical example is something that happened some few minutes ago before this episode. So I was talking to a friend who, I've been asked to run on my track team, my school's team, the university's team, and I'll be running for a cross country race. And all this while I had that belief that I was going to do it. I can do it. I had that power, I'm always the best. I can do it. I can achieve whatever I set my mind to. I can do it. I have the motivation. I have the inspiration. I have the strength. I can do it. I can outnumber everyone on the team and everything. I said to myself that I believe I could do it. But whilst we were speaking, he said something that they are the number 8 or the 8th best track or cross country team in the entire US, like in the entire country. And that statement, I'm not going to lie, it really scared me. It's really like, it made me shift like, what? Number 8. Imagine over 2,000 schools in the whole of America. And the team you are going to represent is probably the number 8 team in the entire country for the past 5 years, for the past 6 years, for the past 7 years. That moment, thoughts start running through your mind. What if I fail the team? What if I'm not fit to be part of a team that is number 8 in the entire country? What if you begin to get all these thoughts, you begin to get all these fears in your mind? But that moment, I knew that if I lose that belief I have in myself, that is to finish the race, to win and become the best, I've lost the race. Even before it starts, I knew that if I lose that belief that I have in myself, I lose that hope, I lose that faith, I lose that courage that I have in myself, I've lost every single thing. So I had to rekindle that belief that I had, that I've already done this. I've become the best in my school. I've placed second in my athletics competition, and I've run cross-country races so many times that I can do this. This is one of the things that I've been doing. I can do it. So you need to cultivate the habit or the spirit of belief. So I would like to ask you this question. Have you ever felt like your own doubts and insecurities are holding you back? Like, it's very common. Everyone experiences it. Even the top people, the gurus out there, they experience it. And it's one of the biggest thing, or that is the first thing that would happen to you anytime you want to start something. You want to write a book, the first thing that would hold you back is fear. The fear that you will not be able to do it. That is what is going to hold you back. You want to start a podcast, you are going to experience fear. You're going to experience self-doubt, insecurities. Like me, I used to be very scared of and I still kind of feel my voice is not the best. Anytime I record the podcast, I don't edit it because editing means you'd have to listen to it and edit some parts. I don't listen to it because I feel my voice isn't the best. When I'm making YouTube videos, I feel I look too red, I look too this, my head is big here, my nose is big here, my mouth is big here, and all those things that you have in your mind, you are camera shy and all these things. That is your insecurities, that is your self-doubt. That is the only thing holding you. The other day, I made a post on TikTok that said, every single thing that you want in life, every single thing that you want in life is at the other end of your fears. So whatever thing that you are scared of, opposite of it, or at the other end of that fears is your success, is the greatness that you want to see in yourself, is the good things that you want to see in yourself. So let's say you are standing here and there's a river. I wish I could get something to it. Anyways, let's say you are standing here and there's a river here. The river here represents your fears. I don't know if you guys can see me properly. You are standing here behind my hand right now, my palm right now. So you are standing here. You are standing here. And this is the river before you. The river is your doubts, it's your fears of people's opinions about you, fears of criticism, fear of self-doubt, insecurities, fear of being alone, looking stupid, fear of rejection, all these things. That is the river in front of you. And that is you here. Now, at the other end of the river is every single good thing that you want in your life. So, at the other end of my palm is riches, is the success, is the greatness, is the fame that you want, is the recognition, is the accolades, is the validation that you've always wanted, all the good things that you've ever wanted. It's at the river, at the other side of this river. This is the only barrier. And guess the barrier? Fear, doubt, insecurity. So the moment you're able to cross over these things, this particular barrier, you get to your success. Let's move on to the next point. So I asked you if you've ever had you've ever felt that your own self-doubt, your own self-disbelief is holding you back. And I know most of you it's holding you back. Probably you want to attend an interview for a job opportunity. You feel you are not worthy. You feel you are not enough. There are people who are better than you. There are people who are always good than you. The interviewer is going to ask you questions and he's going to look at you some way. You feel that you might probably not qualify for the job. Every good thing that you've ever wanted is at the other end of all these things you are scared of. The next point or the next segment that I have on my list here is setting and achieving goals. So goals are like the North Star of our journey to success. Okay. If you don't plan to succeed, you will plan to fail. I'm yet to see someone who has not really set goals in his life and he's actually successful. Okay, every single person in this life has set goals, or any single successful person has set goals. Let me use a very practical example. So I'm writing another book. Okay, I always write books because I love writing. So I'm working on another book, and I'm going to give you the realistic goal or the realistic plan for that book. And that book should be done in probably 6 months. That is the goal that I give myself. And by the way, no goal is without a deadline. Every goal has a deadline. Every single goal that you set yourself to should have a deadline. If you want to get your dream job, make sure that you're getting it in the next 3 years. I'm landing myself the dream job. Now, why do you need a deadline for your goals? It would help you to break down your daily activities to the point that whatever you do in every minute should count towards your goal. You understand? So back to my topic, my analogy. I'm writing the book in the next 6 months, and the book should be around 300 pages. What should the book talk about? The book should talk about how to level up or how to develop yourself, building a brand, building a new person in you. That is what the book should talk about. That is the goal. That is the goal. The goal is that this book has to become a best-selling book on Amazon. It has to become a #1 book on the New York Times. It has to become the #1 book. It should rank #1 here. It should rank #1 there. That is the goal of the book. The goal of the book is that many ministers or great people or big people or people of high standards in society are to read the book or are to get a copy of the book. That is the main goal of the book, is to shift the mindset of younger people or a particular group of people, maybe people in your country, people back home. The goal of that book is to shift their mindset, is to shift the way they view the world, is to shift the way they see things. That is the goal of the book. That is very brilliant. Now, that is the 6 months. I'm going to break the book down to the point where every single thing that I do in a minute or in a second will count towards that book. So you have the 6 months for the book. First 3 months, I'm sampling, or first 2 months, I'm sampling every single thing that I want to include in the book. So for the first 3 months, I'm gathering examples for the book. I'm doing researches. I'm researching about things that relate to the topic. I'm doing research for things that happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that would contribute to the book. I'm doing all these researches. I'm gathering the information. I'm sampling every single thing that would be necessary for the book. Very good. Now I have 2 months to do these things. Now in the 2 months, how am I going to achieve all these things in 2 months? Then we'll break it down to a month. So for the first month, I'm going to read this particular book to be able to sample this set of questions or this set of examples or research for the book. So the first month, I'm focusing on this area of topic. Let's say for the first month, I'm focusing on topics related to mindset. So every book that I read is going to be mindset. Every podcast that I listen to is going to be mindset. Every YouTube video that I watch is going to be related to mindset. So I'm sampling all these things. Now that is the first month. The second month, I'm sampling things like for a real life examples from people through their books, their podcasts, real life examples. I'm sampling all these things for the book. So the first 2 months, I have whatever I'm going to do. Now we'll come back to the first month. That is sampling things from mindset. The first month, you break it down. You break it down to days or weeks. Let's say week. You have 4 weeks in a month. Let's come down to days. So you have 31 days, or let's just say 30 days in a month. So for the first 30 days, I'm going to use the first 15 days to focus on this particular section of this particular book. Do you understand? I'm going to focus on this particular section of this particular book. It feels so weird looking at the camera, but I'm still trying my best. It feels so weird to look directly into the camera because I'm trying to look at my screen or at the same time the camera, but I hope it's all fun. So you are going to look at a particular section of the book, or you're going to focus on a particular section of that book. Let's say first 30 of that book, first 30 pages of that book, first 40 pages of that book, first 50 pages of that book for the first 15 days. So that is the focus. And you come down to the 15 days. How am I going to finish this section of the book in these 15 days? Now, every single day, I'm going to read 2 pages of that book. I'm going to read 4 pages of that book. I'm going to read 5 pages of that book every single day. Then you come down to your day. Which time of the day should be my prime time? Let's say I wake up at 4 a.m. every morning just to focus on that section of that book. Do you understand? That is the power of setting goals. So you break your goals down and you start working towards it. Certainly, like every single day, every single minute, every action that you take should drive you towards your goal. That is why when I see people living recklessly, they wake up in the morning, they don't really have a to-do list. They don't really know what to do with their time. I mean, whatever happens in the day happens. Go to class, come back, chill on my phone. Yeah, Charlie, I'm just, I'm relaxed. I'm living life. Like, life is cool. You should know that these people do not have goals. When you see athletes, world champions, you see all these big people, all these politicians, well, you realize that every second of them counts because they've broken down their yearly goals. David Goggins said something that he knows what he's going to be doing for the next 3 years. He has planned his events, he has planned his conferences, every single thing for the next 3 years. That is the goal that he has. He knows whatever he's doing from today. Imagine you're in 2023. You know whatever you're going to do every single day to 2027. Imagine. Have you ever thought to that level? No. So you need to set goals for yourself, and that is how you start working on your mindset. So goals are actually like the North Star of the journey or our journey to success. So when you want to achieve success, you first need to set goals. After believing, after setting up your mind that I can achieve it, beat the odds. Everything will disadvantage you. Everything, it will seem impossible. I don't want to say certain things because I'm live streaming, but from my experience or from my personal life, every single thing that I set my mind on, I believed it first. Once I believed it, it became like the door just opened and I had a very clear view. Imagine you are standing at the door. Okay, the door has blocked your view. The moment you open that door, that is the belief. The moment you open that door, you get a clear view of, let's say, buildings, skyscrapers, like a clear view of opportunities. I want you to imagine that, like, you open the door and you see a very clear, wide view of like the real world, of like skyscrapers. You see airplanes, you see all these beautiful things flying by just opening that door. And guess the key you use to open that door? Belief. So once you open that door with that key of belief, the next thing that you saw or the opportunities that you saw were the goals. So my goal is to get one of those cars driving down there. My goal is to get one of the own that skyscraper over there, like the one behind that. Yes, that is the goals. You start seeing all these things. So when you read the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, it will encourage you to set goals. It will excite us. But then many of us would feel a bit uncomfortable because the book would go directly to you, to move to you. It will tell you the truth that, my brother, you are not setting goals. You are not being serious with your life. You're not being serious with your goals and your plans. I post on TikTok that a year by now, most of you will be in the US. You don't just say amen. You believe it or you start working towards it. And the comment section was just flooded. Amen, 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 amen. I posted it about a week ago. Now, when you go back to all these people in the comment section, about 100 comments that I had, how many of these people are working towards it actively? How many? How many of us are actually working towards it actively? And that is what happens when you watch and you take podcasts, you watch these self-gurus online, they talk about 7 ways to become a more matured man, 7 ways to become very disciplined, 7 ways to make more money in the year 2023. You watch the video, you feel inspired, like, yes, right now I'm going to be serious with my life. You wake up, you write down notes from today onwards. Well, if you are going to write, you write down certain things. I'm going to be very serious with my life. From today, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll read a book, I'll go to the gym, I'll work out and everything. You do that for a day or two, and then you come back to default settings. You lose track of whatever you started. You lose track of the goal that you had in front of you. You lose track of it. So let's just go back to it. So why do you actually lose the motivation? Why do you actually lose the goals for this thing? It's because these goals, or why do you actually need goals to actually achieve your dream or whatever you have beside you or before you, it's because these goals push us to grow to reach new heights. I want you to think of it as a roadmap, like earlier on the example that I gave, like a roadmap to your dreams. Yes, the book would advise you to break down these goals into smaller, manageable steps. I didn't look at the script. I was just trying to remind myself of what I read from the book. It will help you to break down your daily activities. That is why you can tell the future of a person by what they watch in a day, what they watch in a minute, what they watch in an hour. You can tell the future. This guy doesn't have a future, not because he will die or something bad will happen to him, but you could tell that this guy's life, this is how it will end in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Because he wakes up, this is his life. He wakes up, the first thing he does, and most of us do it, the first thing he does, he grabs his phone and goes through all of his notifications. He wastes precious hours on social media. He wakes up and the first thing he does, this girl, I texted her good night yesterday evening. Let me check if she's probably replied. You pick your phone, 17 messages, new message. Oh, yeah, this boy, yeah. And you start responding. And you go to WhatsApp statuses, start viewing statuses, watching people's statuses. Oh, this person is funny. Oh, come on, chuckle. You go to Twitter. People are insulting your favorite musician, and you go and jump. He's still in bed. Don't get me wrong, he's still in bed. Insulting your favorite celebrity, so you have to go and attack them. Hey, why do you talk about my He comes back to Snapchat. He watches all these girls, half naked girls dancing, goes to TikTok, sees all these girls shaking their body and stuff. And then he comes back to WhatsApp, responds to like 2 or 3 messages, goes back to YouTube. And the first 3 hours has been wasted. He's in bed. Do you think any man with a daily habit, with a goal, a goal-oriented person that has a goal that in the next 3 years, I want to build $1 billion business, do you think that is his morning routine? That is how he starts his day. He spends his day on social media, beefing people on Twitter, watching videos on TikTok for about 3 hours non-stop. I mean, let's be serious. Let's be serious with this, because your daily habits or your daily activities shows who you are going to be in the next 3 years. I can see you today, the way you live your life. You're always on your phone, like me. I'm always on my phone. I'll be very honest. I'm always on my phone, checking something. You're always on your phone, playing video games, doing this, doing that, texting, doing all these things. If you really had a huge goal towards you, that you have broken it down to the single or daily tasks, do you think you would be on your phone all day watching videos? I mean, if it's towards your goal, maybe you want to become an influencer. So, I mean, even with that, do you think you'd be spending hours on your phone watching videos of celebrities, following these celebrity dramas? Do you think you'll be wasting your time on these things? No. And that is the power of setting goals and breaking them into daily actionable steps. Next thing is excuses and overcoming challenges. And I like to give this example all the time. Okay, so imagine you are going for a party, you are driving to a party. They promised you that the party is going to be fun, it's going to be nice. A lot of people are going to come there. The party is going to be very interesting. You don't have to miss this party. You have to be there. You have to be there. The party is going to be late, and all these things they promised you and everything. So you have that vision that you are going to this party. You are going to this party. You are going to make it to this party very big. You set your mind at determination. You are determined to go to this party. And you set off from the house. You set off from home. You start driving in your car. We are talking about challenges, overcoming challenges and obstacles. You set off in your car. You are driving. Let's say you drive about a mile. The moment you started getting into like the highway, you meet probably a traffic light or something. The traffic light stops you for about 5 minutes. You continue, it goes back to green, and then you continue. You get to a part, the road has potholes, then it will shake the car a little bit. Then you continue. You get to a part where it has speed ramp, or I don't know, I haven't seen a speed ramp in America yet. You get to the speed ramp, and then you have to slow down. It will shake the car. All these things are coming your way. Do you think all these little things happening to you would convince you to return that, oh, there's too many traffic lights on the road, so I'm going back home. I'm not going back to the party. The police stopped me and gave me a ticket, so I'm going back home. I'm not going back to the party. I'm not going to the party. Oh, there was so much traffic in town, and the car was not moving, so I'm going back home. Do you think all these things are going to stop you, or you keep driving to the party? You keep driving to the party. I want to ask you this question. And now I want you to implement this simple analogy that I give you. I want you to implement this into your life, setting your goals and achieving them. So when you set your goal, there's no goal or there's no dream that doesn't have obstacles. I had so many obstacles when coming to America. Number one obstacle was being refused a visa. I was refused a visa. That was the main obstacle. That was the main challenge I was experiencing. Another challenge is raising money to come. It's a bit expensive when you're coming over here. Another obstacle is finding schools that would give you scholarship. All these things are obstacles. But then I didn't stop. They kept me moving. I kept on moving. I kept on maneuvering my way because I had the bigger goal. I had the bigger picture in mind. So the obstacles and the challenges will come. I like this quote by one of my guys. He's called Prince A. He said something. He says that struggles and criticisms are prerequisites. When you look up of the word prerequisites, it means pre-requirement. So let's say when you're applying to a school, or let's say you are studying for a course, and they tell you that this program that you want to study, the prerequisite is you must have this program already done for about 12 credit hours. That is the prerequisite. That is the requirement for you to study this program. So struggles and criticisms are prerequisites for greatness. So the prerequisite for greatness is struggles and criticism. I haven't seen anyone who is a great person or who is a big person or a huge person that hasn't been criticized. I've never in my life seen someone like that. So struggles and criticisms are prerequisites for greatness. That is the law of this universe. So the universe or God made the law that you have to struggle, you have to go through criticisms, you have to go through the pain. Start making videos on YouTube, start making videos on TikTok, start making all these videos. You experience that you're going to get a lot of backlash, a lot of struggles, a lot of criticisms. There'll be times that you'll not be getting the views. These are the struggles, these are the things that you'll be thinking about. You are not getting the views, you're not getting the likes that you want. People are not supporting you. Number one struggle that you experience. That is the law of this universe, and no one escapes it. No one has escaped it before. You see some of these big people on the internet and they are insulting them all the time. They've never escaped it, and they are still going through it. You can't escape it. There's no shortcuts that, as cliche as it sounds, there's no shortcut to success, and it's very true. So you're going to experience struggles, you're going to experience criticisms, you're going to experience excuses, things that will make you have so much excuses. And I want you to think about a time where you had all the excuses in the world, but then you were determined to go for an event. Let's say you sneaked out of the house to a party. You had every excuse to skip that party. They invited you, had the excuse that, oh, my parents are not going to allow me. That was an excuse. Oh, I don't have nice shoes. That was another excuse. Oh, I don't have nice this. I can't wear that. I can't do this. All these things were excuses. But you did not give up. You still went. So why can't you apply or implement all these things in your real life? Put away the excuses. Oh, in the next 5 years, I want to build $1 billion brand. I said $1 billion brand because I know it's possible. You can actually achieve it. And if you say you can't achieve it, that is to you. In the next 3 years, I want to build $1 million brand. I want to build this. I want to build that. You set that vision to yourself. You have that vision in your mind. And then you put away all the excuses. What I normally like to do is, what are the possible excuses? And I give you a clear example with my book. When I'm writing the book, the first excuse that will come in my mind, I'm going to school, I don't have time to write. I can't wake up in the morning and write for 1 hour. Writing is very painful and my hand will hurt me so much. That is an excuse. I can make another excuse that, oh, I've never sold 1,000 copies in my previous books. That is also an excuse. I can make another excuse that, oh, people are not going to be really interested or they are not really going to support me. That is also another excuse. You have all the excuses in the world, but then you have another excuse also that is going to be successful. You are going to do it anyway. So today I want to inspire you, I want to motivate you that whatever your excuses, whatever the challenges, whatever the barrier is, you have to learn to maneuver your way through it. And that is what the book, The Magic of Thinking Big, shows us. The next segment is building confidence. Confidence is the most important tool in life, but most people lack it. Myself, I don't lack confidence, but then I fake it all the time. So anytime you see me very confident, it means I faked it. So you have to build your confidence. So confidence is that superhero cape that we all secretly wish for. And guess what? We can create it ourselves. So I want you to think of a time where you were very confident about something, a decision. Let's say there was a group of people standing at one side and you were very scared. But then all of a sudden you had that confidence and you walked past them. I want you to think of that time. And I want you to start implementing all these things at least once or twice in your everyday lives and give yourself 30 days and see you becoming the most confident person. Besides, confidence, as huge as it may seem, is very easy. You want to know how easy confidence is? Just do it. That is how easy confidence can be. You want to record your first YouTube video, pick up your phone, record it. That is it. That is how easy confidence is. You don't need to, tell someone that, I want to develop confidence. Can you please help me develop? No one. When I was I had so much low self-esteem, low confidence guy, I would text people and ask them, how do you become confident? How are you confident? How can you help me become confident? And none of the advice, someone could speak to me on phone for 2 hours, 3 hours, telling me about confidence. Confidence is this, confidence is that. But the bottom line is just do it. It's just that is it. That is the simple answer. You want to propose to a girl because you are scared she'll bounce you. Just do it. Don't think it. And it starts with your mind. The moment you start thinking, oh, people are going to say that, just put all these voices aside and just do it. That is how you build your confidence. And I know we all have this kind of friend in our life where if they were you, you wouldn't have been confident. I mean, probably I don't want to say they are not looking good and all that, but there are these weirdos that we have in our midst. We have this friend that is very weird, and you are surprised how these people are very confident, but you seem to be the person, you can't be confident. You don't really understand why, right? It's the mindset. You need to change your mindset. Now I'm going to break it down. One of the things that most of us are scared of. You want to be a YouTuber, you want to start making vlogs and stuff. What are you scared of? People's opinions about you. What are you scared of? People, how I look on camera. Maybe my voice might sound better. Maybe my nose might look this way. Maybe my head might look this way. Maybe my this might look this way. Maybe my that might look this way. That is it. That is how it starts. That is how it starts. That is how the low self-esteem starts. And that is how do you start being confident? Okay, fine. My nose is big in my YouTube video, but I'll still do it. I'll still record it. What is the worst thing that could happen? And think about it. All the things you are scared of, nothing really happens to us. I mean, there were times that you were scared to talk to that girl. You spoke to her, and then nothing really happened. You were like, come on, nothing really happened. You were very shy to talk to someone, and the moment you talk to that person, you're like, come on, nothing really happened. So you see, fear is something like a very stupid trap to be in when you are scared of things. They're very stupid thing. And fear comes with having low self-esteem. The moment you are scared of things, you begin having low self-esteem. You are scared of people's opinions about you and all that. So the Magic of Thinking Big book, it explains that confidence isn't something you are born with. No one is really born with confidence. It's just some few people. I think it's just some few people who are born with that natural confidence. I mean, their parents probably were confident, but then the most confident people weren't really born confident. They were probably very shy, very, very shy, scared of people until they shifted their mindsets, they shifted their minds, and they actually became a little bit confident. So no one is actually being born with confidence. So how do you develop confidence? I'm going to give you some few points. I'm going to share some few points with you on how to build confidence. And the first thing is your mindset shift. Now, shift your mindset from what people are going to say about you to what is the worst thing that could happen. So you want to start a business. What are people going to say about this particular business? And okay, fine. What if they say something about it? What is the worst thing that could happen? Would you die? You're not going to die. Another real life scenario. Just last week or this week, Monday or I think Saturday or Sunday, I was thinking of making an ebook for people who want to study in the US. And the moment I had that idea, I was very scared. I'm not going to lie, I was very scared. And you know what I was scared of? What people were going to say about me. That why should you make an ebook and sell because people want to travel abroad? Why should you sell that ebook? It should be free. Hey, people like money. I was very scared. And then I shifted that mindset to, well, what will happen if they say, what is the worst thing that could happen? Are they going to stone you for selling something? Are they going to kill you for selling something? That is the worst they can do. Just talk about it. Opinions, like they are just going to give an opinion about it. And this morning, something funny came in mind that people already have opinions about us already. So it's not what you are going to do that is going to change this. No matter who you are, people have opinions about you. Even, God forbid, let me excuse my language, even dogs, even animals, when they are walking, people have opinions about this animal. This animal might look very aggressive. This animal might look very timid. This animal is not wild at all. They already have opinions about you. You yourself, ask yourself, when someone you don't know, you've never met before, passes by you, does your mind go empty or your mind starts building opinions about that person? When you see someone approaching, already in the first 3 seconds, you've judged that person. You've made an opinion about that person. So people have opinions about you either way. People have opinions about you, whether you are working on your dreams or not, whether you are working on your goals or not. People already have opinions about you. So it's not that, when I start this thing, people are going to say things about me. That's why I can't start it. You don't already have opinions about you anyways, and it's not going to change. Whether you do it or not, they are not going to change. So you are literally wasting your time. So that is how you build confidence. You know what people are going to say about you because people already have opinions about you anyway. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, people already have opinions about you. The next thing is to cultivate a positive attitude, which is something that I wish most of us learn. Learn to cultivate positive attitude. Learn to see the positive in bad things that happen. Develop this attitude to the extent that every bad thing that happens, at least one good thing, you should see one good thing in it. A very clear example. Let's say you broke up with this girl. You've been with her for 3 years. You spent 3 hours speaking with her on the phone every day. You are laughing over with her on the phone. And now she texts you that she can't do this anymore. You guys broke up. That is bad news. She's disappointed you. She's wasted your time. Blah, blah, blah. Now, the good thing about it is that you have 3 hours every day to work on something different. That is the positive attitude. That is the good thing that you should learn. You have 3 hours that you could have invested in hair for the next 3 years, the next 4 years. Now you have that 3 hours for yourself. You can actually build something out of those 3 hours every single day. That is the good thing. That is how you should. That is how you should build a positive attitude. Building a positive attitude is very funny because you should get to a point that when they sack you from work, sees as, oh, they sacked me from work for me to better myself to get a very bigger job than what I had previously. That is the positive attitude. That is a positive mindset you should build. Oh, I'm not famous right now. I want to be very famous. I want to be people don't really know me on TikTok. I wish I had a lot of views on TikTok and people will be DMing me and telling me that I'm the biggest, whatever. But on the flip side, see it as people not knowing you is giving you peace. It's actually protecting you. Imagine you being famous. Okay, fine, you are popular, you are famous. Everyone knows you on TikTok. You have 1 million followers. People see you. You think you're going to have that freedom to actually go anywhere you want in life? You are going to pick a car, you're going to pick a bus somewhere, and people meet you. Hey, you're that guy from TikTok. Do you think you're going to have that freedom? So see the positive in every single bad thing that happens to you. And that is a clear example that I gave. A breakup. When I dropped out of university in the year 2020, at that time I was still working on myself, developing my mindset and all that. And I came to a conclusion that they probably sacked me from the university because they want me to rebrand myself, build myself, do many things, get much time for myself, build a lot of things, and then get a better institution to attend. And in those 3 years, I built a podcast, I built books, I wrote books, I did so many things. That is the positive in it. Because when you don't have the positive attitude towards something, you are going to waste so much time. Imagine you are sacked from a job. Oh, they sacked me from a job. That is my ending. I'm done with life, and I can't do anything with my life again. So I'll be sleeping all day. You are wasting your time, literally. Someone told me yesterday of how her boss, who has actually worked for a company for 28 years, 28 years, has been sacked from the company. And I'm like, that is good news. Which company wouldn't want you when they hear that you've been a managing director for a company for about 28 years? That is the positive attitude that you should develop. Hold on, let me give a quick shout out to some people. I've seen that some people on Facebook are viewing this. Special shout outs to the following people. You can leave a comment if you are watching this. You can leave a comment on Facebook, on YouTube, and I'll definitely read it. So big shout outs to Belvin Hammond. He says that sure. Thank you, bro. Big shout outs to Samuel Dako. I know this guy. Yes, good job, bro. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Shout outs to everyone watching from Facebook. And when you go on YouTube, I'm not seeing the comments. So you guys should leave a comment, drop something where you are watching from, say something to me in this video, and then I'll mention your name. I'll definitely mention your name. Your name will pop up here, and I'll mention. Don't forget to share the link. This is the Voices of the Millenials show, and I'm stepping in for my sister Elle, only on the Love Day online radio inside Toronto, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, we are teaching on the subject on mindset, and the inspiration is from the book The Magic of Thinking Big. So let's continue. We have some few minutes to end, so I'm just going to talk about some 2 more points, and then we call it a day. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, I wanted to talk about enthusiasm and taking initiative, but then it's kind of linked to building a positive mindset. I don't know why I added it, but then let's continue. So the next segment is managing fear and risk. How to manage fear and risk. That is damage control. So when you read my book titled Why Problems Exist, there's a section that I talked about how to manage when something happens, when there's a problem, how to actually solve it, how to actually break that barrier and not see it as a problem, or to come out of that problem and make something good out of it. And I would like to share a bit with you guys. So managing fear and risk. Now, in a book titled The 10X Rule, yes, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So it said something that fear doesn't really exist. Okay, I've mentioned fear over here. It said that fear doesn't really exist. It exists only in our mind. Now I want you to think about this thing. Fear is actually just an indication. So let's say you are in a dark room. The room is very dark. There are no lights. And then you begin to have thoughts that someone is under the bed. That person might catch you. That person might do something to you. That person is under the bed. He is coming for you. you have that fear in your mind, it's not actually real. Okay, it's just an indication that check your bed or check under your bed. There might probably be something there you can actually do something about it. So check your bed. You check your bed and there's nothing there. That is what fear does. So let's say you want to go for an interview and you have the fears that you might not pass the interview. It's not that you actually is. It's not that it's actually happened, but then you just have the fears that, oh, you might not pass the interview. So what do you do in this case? What would cause me to lose that interview, or what would cause me not to pass the interview? That is how to manage the fear. That is how to manage the risk. So you want to start a business. What is the fear that you have? Oh, what if the business doesn't succeed? What if the business fails? That is the indication that, oh, then it means I should do things, or I should put measures in place that won't make the business fail. Or even when the business fail, I wouldn't really lose that much. You understand? So that is how to manage your fears. So anytime, every single time that you have fears, you have the fears of your boyfriend leaving you, you have the fears of your girlfriend leaving you. I want you to ask yourself, what can I do so that he or she would like me more, would love me more, or would like to be with me more, and not eventually lose it? That is the question that you should ask yourself, and then start working on it. And that is how to conquer fear. So fear doesn't really make sense. To me, in my opinion, fear doesn't really make sense. It's just an indication that you should be very vigilant, or you should check something that you are doing. So that is it. The next thing, or the last but not least, that I would like to talk about is surrounding yourself with positivity. So you've ever heard the saying that the average of the five people you spend the most time with, well, you are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. So if you spend your time with someone who is always talking about women, talking about how bad the economy is, the second person is always talking about how bad the country is, the sun is always hot, there's always heat. The third person is always talking about how women are always betraying him and using him as a fool and all that. The fourth person is talking about how people are wicked and people are weird. He can't trust anyone, and you are the fifth person. You should know the kind of life that you have, the kind of mindsets that you have. And I know most people tend to underestimate the power of the friend group, the friends that you have. You have five friends, none of them are self-development, none of them are taking their life seriously, none of them are they are reading, none of them are reading books, none of them are spiritual, none of them are taking God serious. And you are calling yourself a friend. How is this possible? It's not possible. They say birds of the same feather flock together. It's very true. I know it's very cliche, but what if I don't do what they are doing? And you are just like them. Obviously, two people cannot work except they agree on something. So if four negative people agree that we are all negative, we are all moving together, technically you're also that negative person following them. You are that newcomer. Oh, I'm also a negative person. I'm following that train. So you have to change your friend group. Okay, so I'm going to be wrapping up very soon. So on my script, on my table here, I have you are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. Okay, so the magic of thinking big takes that idea to heart. Now imagine if your environment and the people around you lifted you up instead of dragging you down. And by the way, I saw a meme. The meme said something that you'd have 5 or 6 people carry your coffin when you die, but you never have 5 or 6 people carry your casket, or sorry, you would never have 5 or 6 people carry your business when you're alive. And it's very true. That is just by the way. So imagine if your environment and the people around you lifted you up instead of dragging you down. And this is how to know the kind of friends you have. Intentionally tell them or suggest a very huge business idea to them. Like, guys, I have a business idea. I want us to start a business that would help people people who are struggling with mental health problems. I want to help them, overcome it, and listen to their feedback. I mean, just do it today. Just text them. If you guys are in your groups that you are talking about women, the group that you guys are always talking about football, intentionally pitch that idea to them that, yo, I have a business idea in mind. I think we should all start to do something that would really inspire or really change the lives of people. Talk about something like that and see the response that they will give you. The response they give shows the kind of friends that you have. The response that they give is shows the kind of person or the kind of friends that you have. And that is how to know your real friend groups. So that is it. So your friend groups or the group of friends that you have literally choke you up. It literally shows the kind of person you're going to be and the kind of mindset that you're going to have. And on the flip side, when you have a friend group of sensible people who are actually on the move, always when I open my LinkedIn profile, I just feel inspired. You see people posting about a leadership conference that they attended, a business summit that they were awarded, speaking at events, doing this, doing that, and I feel so bad. I'm like, wow. That is the kind of friend group that you should have. Your friend group should always push you. Like, you should be in the group of friends that they are always making. You always feel like you are the one behind. Like, you are the one not being serious with your life. You should always feel that. You should always have that pain in you. And that is how you move forward in your friend group. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's episode on the voices of the millennials, Love Day Online Radio. My name is Sam Charles, stepping in for my sister L, who is not around today. So you can follow me on all social media platforms. My Facebook name is Charles, capital C and small HA space capital RLES. You can just search my name, Sam Charles. You see me on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on podcast. I have my podcast, the Greatness Podcast. I've been very active on TikTok lately. I've been very, very active because I'm getting some views there. So I really like TikTok right now. I'm getting some views there. So I've been very active on TikTok lately. You can follow me on TikTok as underscore Sam Charles underscore. TikTok doesn't have all those things. So you can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on all these social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to the Love Be Online Radio YouTube channel. Download the website, download the app on Apple Store, Google Play, and yeah, expect more of these videos or expect more of these episodes in the coming week. So today I'm going to summarize the least things or the few things that we learned today. That is surrounding yourself with positivity, surround yourself with people that would actually encourage you. Have a friend group of people that the moment you are down, you hit them up, they're actually uplifting you. Like recently, when I moved to the US, it wasn't easy for me because I'm in a new environment. There are white people all around, and I felt so odd. I felt so different. I felt so weird. And I hit some people up. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm experiencing. And they spoke to me. They're like, yo, this is it. You are normal. This encourage me. That is it. What the kind of friend groups that you have? Not the kind of friend groups that I had back then. That when I told them that I'm down mentally, they'll be like, hey, go and sit somewhere. That is some of the friend groups that most of you have. So this is the kind of friend groups that you would want to have. Surround yourself with positivity. And also the most important thing, cultivate a positive attitude. See the good in every bad thing that happens. If you are dropped out of a competition, see it as a time to better yourself, as a chance, an opportunity to better yourself. The people who are still in the competition, they are going to be disappointed. They are not going to get the chance that you are going to get to actually develop yourself. So see it as a very huge opportunity for yourself. And the next thing that we learned, the most important thing of this episode is the power of belief. Because if you do not believe in anything, you are never going to achieve it. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will ever believe in you. That is why when you see rich people, when you see boxers, especially boxers, you see them very like they believe in themselves. They are bragging. They're like, you can't beat me. I'm going to knock you out in the third round. They have that belief. They have that self-confidence in themselves. So when you don't believe in yourself, when you don't trust yourself that you can actually achieve a goal, you can actually achieve a vision or something you had before you can never do it. I'm telling you, there's no way you would ever do it with that self-disbelief you have. So that is the second point that we learned, the power of belief. And the next thing we learned is setting and achieving goals, having daily routines. Every single day, I'm working on the 5-year project, and this is how I'm breaking the tax down. For the next 5 years, I'm going to focus solely on this. I'm shutting off the noise. Social media is out. Women are out. This. I'm focusing solely on this particular goal. Break it down to daily activities, daily habits, and achieve these goals. The next thing is overcoming excuses, overcoming challenges. Excuses, struggles, and criticisms, all these things are meant to come your way, but then you have to learn to maneuver your way through it and take away all these excuses and overcoming these challenges. And the last thing is building confidence, which is very, very important. Believing in yourself, building confidence, and believing that you can achieve whatever thing that you set your mind to. And that is it basically for today's episode on the Voices of the Millennials. My name is Sam Charles once again for a 100th time, and I'm setting in for my sister L. Thanks so much, Brother Theophilus, for this opportunity. Don't forget that my show on this same station will be coming on very soon, changing the narrative. We are literally going to change some of the narratives that has been there for so many years. Our ancestors passed to us, our parents passed to us, our great grandparents passed to us. We are going to change this narrative. The narrative when it comes to discipline, the narrative when it comes to abuse. We're going to change all these mindsets on the Voices of the Love Day Online Radio. So you want to catch me, you want to follow this station social media platform, and you're going to get posted. That is it basically for today's episode. Thank you so much once again, and God's willing, if I ever get a chance, you'll see me. Adios, amigos. Bye.